What's up, guys? So, it's Slender. I just hit 200 jewel crafting I'd say about 20 minutes ago. And I'm going to take a crack at my very first 600 piece of jewelry. I'm going to try to make a luck ring with a pearl, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it once you have 200 jewel crafting. Now, it's quite a feat. I mean, just the jewel crafting alone cost me around 40,000, I guess, 40,000 gold, and I had a bunch of materials already. So, if you have your jewel crafting at 200, and you have your smelting at 200, you can make your Asmodium and everything else that you need to make these rings. So, you're going to also have to have 3 major armoring trophies, and you could check that in the bio screen. And you have to have a house in either Windsward or Everfall. Now, another town could have the Armorer's Inspiration buff. It shares the same buff as armoring and jewel crafting. So this buff, Armorer's Inspiration, is good for jewel crafting and for armoring. And so are the trophies. The armoring trophies are for your jewel crafting profession and the armoring profession. So they share the same trophies, and they also share the same territory bonus buff, or the town project bonus, which is Armorer's Inspiration. So Armorer's Inspiration will give you extra gear score points to your total potential, and so will each one of these trophies. In order to even have the possibility of making a 600 gear score piece of jewelry, you have to have both of these things. Now, if the Armorer's Inspiration was in the city of Everfall, it would be, you just look at Everfall, and it would say Armorer's Inspiration. But it usually has, well, I mean, they could do whatever they want. It depends on who owns the town. They get to pick. I think it's like they have to pay the owners of the town, the company that owns the town has to pay like $2,500, and they could pick which buffs they want, and they're good for 72 hours. So I see a lot of the weaponsmith buffs in Everfall for some reason, and Windsward always has the armorers. Now maybe that's just the way it's set up. I don't have a territory, so I don't know how that works. But maybe you can only have the armorer's inspiration in Windsward, and that's why it's always there. Or maybe it's just, have it, whatever. So in order to get this buff, actually, in order to get it and in order to see it, you have to own a house in either Windsward if it's there, or Everfall. Wherever the buff is, you have to own a house to be able to see it. So if I didn't have a house in Windsward and they had the Armorer's Inspiration buff turned on, and I didn't own a house here, I wouldn't even be able to see it in the list. It would look just like this. I don't have a house in First Light. I can't see those buffs in First Light. Same thing with Morningdale. Now, I do have a house in Weaver's Fen, but they usually don't have any buffs going on. So this shows you all your trophies, and you can see I have 1 major trophy in Weavers, 1 in Everfall, and 1 in Windsward. And then since I own a house in Windsward, I'm able to see the town project bonuses, and one of them is Armorer's Inspiration. And again, you use that buff for your jewel crafting and for your armoring. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So when you go to craft something, and I'm going to go down to the exact ring I'm going to make, and it is the pristine pearl ring. That's what I'm going to craft right now. So whenever you're crafting stuff, you get an option of using different tier materials, and each tier that you go up gives you a little more gear score potential. So if I were to use gold, watch the gear score. It goes from 495 to 540 instead of 490 to 540. If I were to use platinum, it would go to 500 to 540. So it's just raising the bottom number. And then if I use orichalcum, 505 to 540, and last Asmodium, it goes all the way up to 555. And it does that with all 3 materials. So to get the 600 possibility, which the highest right now in the game is 595 to 600, that's the highest range you can get, you're going to want to choose Asmodium for everything. And right now, it's giving me 580 to 585. You're probably wondering, well, why is that? Well, I have my full jewel crafting set, Now that's another thing that's kind of confusing. Jewelcrafting shares the same trophies and the same town project buff, but it does not share the same gear. So you have to have an entire Jewelcrafting set of gear, and each piece of gear will give you +2 to your potential gear score. On top of that, there's also an earring, and this goes for armoring as well. There's an armoring earring, which gives you jewel or armor mastery, and then there's a jewel crafter mastery, which I have right here. And you could pick this up cheap. And all I was missing in this set was the hat, which was 10 gold on the server, and the coat, which was about 3,000. And I had the gloves, boots, and pants already, so I didn't have to worry about that. But if you don't have any of these, I guess they're super cheap now. Maybe a bunch of people are getting them for drops. I don't know. I thought they'd be more expensive. And maybe these 3 things are expensive. I don't know. You guys want to take a look really quick? Why not? So the stuff you're looking for is called the mixers set. So mixers coat, mixers gloves. So we're just going to type in mixers. And you've got the coat, which is 3,500. The gloves, 24. Oh yeah, so this stuff is pretty common already. The hat was really cheap, 14. And I don't see it being way different on different servers. Pants are 300. And the shoes are 8 gold. So yeah, you can get this whole set for under 4K. And then the earrings, all you have to do to try to find the earrings is you go to perks. Because I don't think there's a mixer's earring, right? No, there's not. So to find the earring, you just go to perks. You go down to Jewelcrafting. I think it's mastery. Yeah. So there it is, Jewelcrafter mastery. Jewelcrafter expertise is what goes on the armor. But Jewelcrafter mastery, why can't I select it? Oh, because maybe I'm in here. Okay. So Jewelcrafter mastery right here. And this will give you all the different earrings that have the Jewelcrafter mastery, and you can pick them up for super cheap. Okay, so that's where you get the stuff, or you could grind or farm it. Just go to New World Database. And we're just going to type in mixers. Yeah, it should give us the list. And I think there's some blue items too. I don't know what they're called. I guess they have a different name. But anyway, if you're missing the gloves, you don't want to pay for them, you just want to go farm them. It says they're gathered from any elite supply chest. Or no, only in the mines. Okay. And then they drop from these mobs. So a bunch of stuff. That's probably why there's so many of them, because everything drops them. There's just pages and pages of mobs that drop this item. So that's how you find that. So we're going to go back here. And so we've went over the set of gear, the earrings, the trophies. And now the trophies, oh my god, the trophies are hella expensive. You've got to find armor precision armoring tools, armor's journal, and let's see what they're going for in this server. Precision armoring tools are not a perk. So 46,000. And the armor's journal, this is what you need to make the second tier trophy before you can even make the major trophy. So armor's journal, probably about 20k. Oh, they went down, so 11.7k. So you're going to need that, plus your minor trophy, which is no big deal. Minor armoring trophies is going for about 148, so that doesn't even count. So you're going to have to pay the 11k plus the 40 to 50 to 60k. So you're looking at about 70k just for one, and you need 3 of those. So that's over 200,000 just to get the trophies. And that is definitely the hardest part. So that's how you get the trophies, and you have to own 3 houses. You have to have a house in the city that has these buffs. If I were you and you plan on crafting, make sure you have a house in Everfall and Windward, so you always get the best buffs. Why? Because those are the 2 most popular places. Those are the moneymaker places. Those are the starting places. Everybody's in Windward and Everfall. You go to First Light right now, there's nobody. So that's where you want your first 2 houses if you plan on crafting. Now this is the armor set that this guy's wearing. Look at that. I've got one too. It looks so funny. he even dyed it. And my, oh God. Hello. I have no elbows. All right. So that's how you do all that stuff. Now the last component, and the reason oh yeah. So you're going to need to get your smelting to 200 so that you can make Asmodium. Anytime you're crafting anything, whether it's weapons, armor, jewelry, you're going to have to use N tier mats or materials. And every refining place has its own end game material. This one is Asmodium, and it requires all of these to make one. And I'm waiting for my cooldown. That's what people are talking about. Want to buy cooldowns, want to buy CDs. You're probably like, what are they talking about? It's Asmodium. The leatherworking stuff is called runic leather. The weaving stuff is called phoenix weave. The wood is called glittering ebony, I think. And the stone cutting stuff is called rune stone. And you use those for dungeon tuning orbs. So they all have a purpose. It's smart to refine everything and get all of your different refining things up to 200 so you can make all of these, end game materials, because they're expensive. People buy the crap out of them, and it's a good money maker, and it's required to make any of your end tier stuff. So I've got Asmodium, I have runic leather, I have phoenix weave and runestone. I just don't have the logging. So that's just a quick rundown of how you get the Asmodium to make these rings, necklaces, and earrings. The last component that you're missing, and this is the reason I'm only able to craft 585 to 600, like you can see right here, is the food. You have to have the tier 5 food for your respective profession. Mine is Jewelcrafting, and I'm using what is it, this stuff? Honey brew? No. Oh, there it is, glazed melon bread. So if you read that, it says increases your minimum gear score when creating jewel crafting items by 15. So as soon as I eat this, now I have this buff, and now I can craft 595 to 600 right there. And I hope I get 600. Now this is a luck ring, so it has a pearl in it inherently. So if there is a pearl bug, I don't think these count, but who the hell knows? Let's be honest. I'm going to throw some more luck on it because I'm just doing this for the video. I'm going to make a ton more of these. I've got to recoup some of my loss from getting my jewel crafting up so quickly. And yeah, this is how I'm going to do it. So we're going to have one perk automatically because we're choosing this. We're not going to be able to choose a stat, meaning dexterity, focus. We're not going to be able to do that. You can pick one or the other, unless you want to use a timeless shard. If you want to use a timeless shard, then you can guarantee both a stat and one perk. So we're going to look at the timeless ring shard, which are the most expensive ones. They're going for about 4K. So I'm going to just do it and show you guys. There goes another 5K, I know. So now that we have the timeless ring shard, we're going to get an extra set of an extra list. And what do we want? Focus or strength? What do I have? So I have this, which doesn't really give me any stats I need. Somebody made it for me, but it's got luck. It's got the lucky pearl. Brilliant. So it's not too bad. And my normal ring for my healing is only 550. And my strength ring is 596. So we're going to make a focus ring for this. Now, if you're in this just for the money, you're going to want a dexterity ring with refreshing, anything to do with cooldown reduction, any bow skills, and you want refreshing. That's going to be a big money maker. Excuse me. Now, let's go see what the prices for rings are, and I'm going to show you what I mean by money maker. So we're going to go to apparel. We're going to go to rings. We're going to sort it by gear score. And we're going to look at how much they're charging for these 600 rings. 50,000 gold, 65,000 gold. Okay, and that's because it has keen awareness and brilliant on it, and constitution. Those are good stats to have, except for the keen awareness, I guess, but it's still, a really solid ring plus the luck. Now the 65,000, probably even better. Constitution, fire damage, crippling, and refreshing. So this is not a great ring. It is a good ring if you're a tank because it has 25 con and it has refreshing. Those are really good, but you're never going to use fire damage. You're never going to use crippling, maybe. But yeah. Now you can get a ring for 100. There it is, right there, 100,000 watch. It's probably got dexterity and some kind of cooldown reduction. No, Constitution again. Brilliant, refreshing evasion. There it is, and keen awareness, critical chance. Those two things right there are huge, and a dex person can use this because everybody can use Constitution. Now, those strictly DPS chads are probably looking for dexterity, but hey, you know, if I was a bow user, I'd probably buy that. Not for 100,000, of course. I wouldn't buy anything for that. But that's just to show you guys what kind of stuff you're looking at. So sacred and focus, pretty good. Now, if it had sacred, focus, and like refreshing on it, oh my God, that would be out of this world. So that's what we're looking at. That's how I'm going to try to make some of my money back with the jewel crafting, since Mr. Fury asked me to make a jewel crafting video. So we're going to go ahead and see what we've got. I'm going to put luck on it because I'm just doing it for the video. Not too worried if, you know, doesn't turn out good. And we're also going to, oh yeah, we're going to use a timeless shard to guarantee focus on it. So rings. Man, I almost want to do like dexterity just to make some money. Or maybe Constitution because everybody wants Constitution. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do a Constitution ring because those seem to be selling, or at least, you know, anybody can wear them. That's the main thing. Anybody can wear a Constitution ring. I don't care what class you are. Anybody can use Constitution. So we're going to put the luck in it. We're going to have guaranteed 25 Constitution, hopefully if it's 600. We're going to use all the Azoth so we get all 3 perks. The other 2 perks, or no, we're going to pick luck. So it's going to have Constitution, it's going to have luck, and it's going to have 2 other random perks, hopefully something good. And let's see what we've got. 595 to 600, let's go. Damn it. Oh. Nature damage. Wah, wah, wah. Man, well, at least I have a luck ring I can actually use now. We'll try again tomorrow once my cooldowns are up. But that's it, guys. That's how you make a potential 600 ring so close. And, you know, I hope you learned something today. So thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. And as usual, take it easy, guys.